All right, we're actually recording this time, so we're good to go.
Yeah, now we got business.
There was an incident.
Yeah, last episode. How long did we?
I think we were like 15 minutes in before I realized that there was zero audio being recorded last time.
First time jitters, man.
Yeah. You know, we had the cameras rolling and the audio was not, so that was bad. And then about an hour in, I realized none of the cameras were rolling later because they'd run out of space. So
Let me
we're going audio only.
Let me branch off of that really quickly. We are going to get video here soon. We're going to do stuff with recording. We need to get cameras that are capable, and we're going to do some clips and different things. Although we love to podcast, we're going to continue to do that. There's going to be different things. We're moving up. We're just figuring out as we go along. Speaking of which, Joe.
I just want to say thank you, everyone, who listened to the first episode. Really appreciate it. I had a really great time with it. It sounds like everyone else did, and appreciate everyone listening to it. Thank you for the feedback. We know about the buzzing. We bought a piece of equipment to fix that, but it got delayed, so we are not able to record with it tonight. So you're gonna have to deal with it for one more episode, hopefully.
Deal with it. No, that's a joke. That was really the only. We have a lot of friends who listen to it, and again, that's cool. That's really cool.
It's sick.
And we do appreciate it, and we're just having fun, hoping you guys have some fun too. And we got a lot of guests coming on soon. It's just Mick Joe tonight, but we just want to say thank you, and we're solving that problem.
I have some friends of the pod on soon.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I got some feedback about the movie draft.
Okay, let's hear it.
I got some feedback that we missed Airplane.
Oh my God, we did.
Airplane's
we missed
classic.
Airplane. I can't say I don't know if I've actually seen
Oh, you
Airplane.
love
It's so
Airplane.
funny.
I'm sure I would.
Love it.
I got that feedback. I was like, oh yeah, I did not have the best performance in that draft. I was a little boozed up and then got very focused on Adam Sandler. I was like, I love this guy.
When Carson starts drinking, he just speaks in Adam Sandler.
I do all the voices too. That would be a problem. I do all the weird voices.
So I was looking at
I can't even do
results.
it.
There was a poll up on the Spotify. People voted on who had the best draft.
Oh, I'm curious.
So we had 3 votes.
Okay, hey, we appreciate those
2
3
Point
votes.
Joe got 1, and I got the other 2. And
This is rigged.
I'm thinking whoever voted 2 Point Joe, just thought it was me. Messed up a little bit.
Oh,
I will say,
is that what you think?
that's what I thought. I will say one of those votes for me was from me. So
I saw
Rigged.
that. I saw that poll and I forgot to respond.
that's why you didn't get any votes.
Well, I would not have voted for myself.
I also want to greatly apologize for the Matthew Stafford oversight. I was listening to it, and I was like, took us a little too long to realize Stafford wasn't on that 08 team. What are we talking about? First overall draft. They were so bad. They had to.
I did look, though. Dan Campbell was on that team, though.
Okay.
That was his last year on the Lions, though.
Okay, I was probably just looking at the wrong position on
also,
Wikipedia.
I looked at Campbell, played a lot more years than I thought he did.
Mm-hmm.
And, actually played for a long time.
Yeah. All right. Well, Carson, you can kick us off for us.
Greetings and welcome to episode 2 of the Mick Joe podcast. Mick, Joe, how we doing?
We're doing good. We're doing really good. I had a little Michael Jordan flu game last week, so my energy was a little low. I was just getting off of the flu, but we're feeling amazing now. A little bit more energy, feeling good.
Just in time for the weekend. A big weekend.
Hey, what's
for the
going on
boys.
this weekend?
A big weekend. I think we're heading down to Colorado, do some gambling. Mick got the Vegas flu last time, so we'll see if he gets the Black Hawk flu this time.
Oh God.
Yeah, make sure to separate those words correctly.
Yeah. I will say, Mag, I'm doing very well as well. I was a little bit late today, show up to recording. I was pretty hungry, so I did a little drive-by at McDonald's, got some food. And when I pulled up, they said something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I've noticed recently a lot of restaurants are trying to do that subtle, I don't know if it's marketing or something. Like Chick-fil-A's got their My Pleasure, whenever you say thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed today, and I don't know if it's something new or they've been doing it, I just never paid attention, but I pulled into that McDonald's drive-thru. The first thing the guy said to me was, "Welcome back to McDonald's."
I know.
I hated that.
Welcome back.
That
Do I give off fat ass aura? Like
that's what I was thinking. I'm like, how do they know? I guess just everyone's been there apparently.
Dude.
Imagine that's your first time going to McDonald's though, and they say welcome
There's
back.
just no way.
Are
Like,
you gonna correct them?
just like everyone's been, even if it was your first time, you've already been.
Not the Amish.
By the way, for everyone listening, Joe Wade showing up late it's not his first. He's like the Freddie Mercury of Queen. He constantly takes us. I'm kidding. He's great, and he's basically the heart and soul of setting everything up. So I just want to say thank you for doing all the things you do, Joe.
Yeah, I appreciate it, of course. But
That's-
Mick is the Freddie Mercury being late. We'll just say that. He's known for that.
I
so
am okay.
I'm
maybe.
surprised he was here before me.
Hey, that was sincere.
He called me on the road before I even packed up and left, so good on you.
Yeah, but that was so he could take a nap on my couch.
I also took a nap at home, so that was my reasoning for being a little bit late too.
It's like I see on Twitter the judgment for people that are always late, and it's like, do you have no respect for other people's time? And it's really not like that. Like I just am like, oh shit, every time somehow that I need to go, and it always sneaks up on me, and I know I gotta go, but I'm always late, and I if you know me, I'm always late, and I feel bad, but it is what it is.
If I'm ever late, it's just because it took me longer to like pack up or get ready to go than I initially assumed it would. So that's kind of like today. Whatever.
Yeah, it feels like I'm hardly ever late because I'm just sitting around doing nothing until like I'm doing something else. Like I'm not that busy of a person, so I'm just like sitting on my ass waiting for something else to come up, and then finally something happens, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm just not doing anything, so I'm just gonna leave 15 minutes early.
I appreciate that about you. I do. You're always prompt and what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Timely.
Timely?
No, that's not it. It's
Not tardy?
punctual. That's the
Punctual.
one. Punctual.
Wow.
And it's not like I live some superstar lifestyle. It's not like I'm like, oh, dude, sorry, I'm doing this other thing where I make money, and like I'm a guy, just a chill guy.
just a
Dudes
guy.
being fellas, dude. I love dudes being fellas.
Oh,
It's
dude,
awesome.
yeah, it's great.
I don't think there's anything better.
I'd argue this is dudes being fellas.
This is 100% dudes being fellas. This is white dudes doing what white dudes do.
All right, let's address it.
All right,
we got to.
We got to address the news, the sports news of the week. I mean, it's obvious.
Kyle Kuzma to the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean that's I think that might be number 2.
Oh,
actually,
right, okay,
I
what's
think
one?
number 1, obviously, big news out of the advertising space. Jared Fogle indicted on
Federal racketeering.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the one
You-
I was missing. Sorry.
You just can't do that. Actually, the Micmac Joe podcast has just pulled its endorsement of Jared Fogle. We liked his message of losing weight, but
Speaking
you
of-
just can't do what you did.
Speaking of which,
I know where you're going with this.
I'm stealing a lot of my content on this podcast from Twitter, but I'm chronically online. After the Jared Fogle incident, Subway aborted ship. They completely were like, oh, the one healthy guy is not cool and really bad. All right, here's a 7-foot-long hot dog covered in peanut butter. Here you
Didn't
go.
they just come out with like the foot-long cookie?
That foot long Oreo looks atrocious.
I don't think I would enjoy
I-
it.
No,
I-
I'd take care of
I
it.
think I would. You think you'd do it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I could get myself to do that.
No, I don't think I could. And honestly, even though I'm not eating that cookie, that's kind of why I stopped going to the gym. Is because being healthy apparently makes you a pedophile. So I'm not about that life. And
Great take.
I'm just, and then that's another thing I've told people. As a college athlete, I was always using my body, and now that I'm not, it's time to abuse it. And people can't compliment me for all the weight I lost if I don't gain it in the first place.
As long as you abuse yours and not somebody else's.
Jared,
all
take
right.
notes.
All right. Luka, AD, but bombshell. I've got to be honest. I think it's the biggest trade of my lifetime. I really do. In any of the sports I track.
I'll give you that. Yeah. I mean, it's one of the biggest trades of all time. I mean, I don't think you can touch the Wayne Gretzky trade.
Gretzky's obvious, right?
So I'm going to die on that hill.
Or Kareem, but we weren't even remotely alive.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. It's like I'm not the biggest basketball follower anymore, But what are the Mavs doing here? Like in the Wayne Gretzky trade, the Oilers won the Stanley Cup that year without Gretzky. So like because they got everything back and $15 million. But like, what are the Mavs doing here?
Okay, dude, I can't even. I seriously thought today, I was like, when we have our discussion on this, I'm gonna find an angle to defend the Mavericks. I cannot. I simply cannot.
No, it's terrible. And like they're giving refunds to people who are canceling their season tickets. I mean,
yeah,
like what are you doing?
Okay, so my understanding of the situation, and correct me probably where I go wrong, is Luka had a bad relationship with, well, I don't know if it was Luka that had the bad relationship, but management had a bad relationship with Luka. They kind of didn't like the physical state he was in. And I beyond that, Luka, I'm gonna make the bold claim that he's like the third best player in the NBA behind Giannis and Jokic.
Sure.
What about King James? I'm not a basketball guy, so I mean, I don't really have a horse in this race.
The
at
guy's
all.
a dinosaur, but he's still doing it.
I mean,
he's still doing it good.
This is definitely Father's time.
He's like the Michael Jordan of basketball. Some are saying this.
But like, I mean, I think the Lakers, not that I just don't see him still doing it. I don't think you have, and I know that's wild to say that LeBron and Luka are not enough, but like, they got rid of Connect, who I thought was going to be a stud. They've got a long ways to go with depth concerns, but they got Williams from the Hornets, and I think that a little bit of defense, a little bit of rebounding. He's a stud. He's a young stud. I think they'll be okay, obviously, and they have a certain ship run. But like seriously, back to what I was saying. I mean, Giannis and Jokic are pretty unanimously 1 and 2, and then you make a really good argument that he's right there at the 3 ball.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who else goes there. And being 25, I think it's something, what is it, 5 or 6 all NBAs? What did he have, 71 last year? Something.
Yeah.
I mean, the best offensive mind, again, Jokic is very offensive minded, so it's hard to say, but like he's in that caliber with LeBron. What are you doing? I'm sorry to drone on, but
I mean, I thought about this trade, and I was trying to compare this trade to like other possible trades, like in other sports and even other parts of life. And a trade that I came up with in my head was, you're trading. You see, you're back in elementary school. You're at lunch. You just traded a snack pack for a banana peel. And only one chip.
This is like the worst ever. I like AD, and the dude's one of the best defensive players of our generation. But if he plays, if he's there, I mean, I love AD, and it's tough. It's really tough.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you got to get more than one pick out of that. I mean, what team like traded their big star? Oh, the Nets. The Nets turned like Kevin Durant into like 12 draft picks.
Right. So
throughout various trades.
You dish out Kevin Durant and you get some compensation. It's tough, dude.
I mean, these are types of trades that like will tank your franchise.
Well,
it's like okay, let's tank after we made the finals last year with a superstar. Let's just trade him and start tanking.
And he was so loved in Dallas.
Yeah,
like he was, dude. The interview or not the interview, but the short clip the Lakers released where he's like, "I'm excited to blah blah blah," and then he ends it with y'all. That dude was a Texan. He was.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so brutal.
Oh, man, I can't believe it.
But, okay, so let's think of other trades in our lifetime. 2019, AD to the Lakers, another bombshell involving AD.
Yeah.
Rodriguez to the Yankees, that's a big one.
Yeah.
But that's 04. I mean, while that's still in my lifetime, I wasn't really up to date. Favre to the Packers.
Yeah, but he was young though. Like that was like before he was.
I know. I really think this is the biggest trade.
I mean, like
maybe ever
to be like in your prime, like it's like I mean, like we're talking about like Gretzky, and again I don't think that's in our lifetime. I think that was in the late 90s.
Yeah, I think it was early 90s.
Maybe
I want to say 92.
I don't know. I'm terrible with time.
That's fine. Well, yeah. I mean, that's before we were born. Who cares?
That's true.
It doesn't exist.
No.
No, it's all fake. By the way, if you guys, before you were born, nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing happened.
It's all fake.
Yeah. Before I was born, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest of the group.
That's right.
I'm the oldest of the group, and the time began when I was born.
History started with Mac. That was the first day of history.
History started in early 2000.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
All right, we don't need to beat a dead horse anymore. I think everyone knows the magnitude and how badly the Mavericks messed up. So let's take a pivot and let's do a little blind ranking 1 through 5.
1 through 5. Are we doing our own ranking or are we like joint on this?
Well, I guess I'll leave that up to you guys. You want to do it together?
We do our.
I think we joint.
Yeah, we can do a joint. All right, yeah, let's do a joint.
Would you like to hear a topic before you decide that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's
actually.
do that.
It is a beer draft.
All right, never mind. I'm going solo.
Yeah, we'll do solo. I think we have got different tastes.
Okay, I'm just going to read them how I have written down. I don't have them in my ranking. I just
Okay, well, hold on. We'll go one at a time, right?
well, you no, not a draft.
Well, blind ranking. I know.
Yeah.
So you're just
Yeah, I'm just,
So he'll tell us the beer and we'll just both assign a number.
yeah.
all right. Okay. Budweiser.
Budweiser?
Not Bud Light.
Well, it's the Bud.
Not
That's,
Bud Light.
that's the beer I'm drinking right now.
The king of beers.
The king of beers.
Is that what they
man.
call it? Oh,
It
it's got
is
a
what they
crown
call
on
it,
it. That's
yeah.
right. Oh, wow. All right.
So does Hams, but that one's like the poop ass of beers.
You're so real for that.
Sorry, that was
It's like isn't it like a dollar?
My dad was shocked when he bought a 36 pack of Hams for $24.
dude. Hams is bad.
Was he even more shocked when it tasted like garbage?
No, I think he knew what he was paying for at that point.
Speaking of which, in college, when I learned that the Coors Mountains are blue when it's cold, mind-boggling.
That took you till college to
What?
find out?
I wasn't like.
That's part of the
Yeah,
advertisements.
I learned that when I was 12, and I didn't
Alright.
start drinking.
You know
until
what? I
was
shouldn't.
like
I
18.
shouldn't have even brought it up.
Oh, I mean, come on. You what?
I'm just kidding.
You
I,
didn't
there was-
chastise.
I went through a bit in college where I would always I drank so many Coors Lights, and then when I was drunk, I was like telling my buddy, it's like the mountains are blue, and so like whenever I would, it got to a point where I would just like look at him and like show him my beer, and he would just like shake his head.
Yeah,
Whenever I had an empty one, I'd be like, dude, these mountains aren't blue. This is bull. I hate this.
you Pavloved your friend. Every time he sees a Coors, he immediately starts hearing Carson's voice.
Yeah, he sends me something every once in a while, if like when he's drinking a Coors, and he's like, thinking of you, buddy. And I haven't seen it. I haven't seen him like
It's a good
year.
guy.
Great guy.
Yeah, it sounds like a good guy. All right, well, I gotta hear it, boys. Budweiser, where are we putting?
Give
it?
me 4.
That's where I was thinking too. Give me 4. I think it's a good beer. It's a solid beer, but I think there's room for improvement.
I will
in
say
my mind.
it's a good beer flavored beer. I'll give it that much.
Well, we're going mainstream if that helps.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And then my personal favorite, not to give any sort of hint, but Coors Banquet.
Coors Banquet. See, I don't know. I love the Coors Banquet, but it reminds me of another beer of a similar idea, I guess.
All right.
Some people call it the champagne of beers, but I'm not going to say what it's called.
Wow.
Coors Banquet's really good. I want to go ahead and give that one a 2.
Oh, okay. I think. See, I'm in between 2 and 3 right now. I'm still more of a light beer guy.
I would ditch that.
I would ditch that for this wine ranking.
Oh, you can't
Okay.
tell them that. Come on.
Yeah,
now.
I don't think you can tell me that. So, I'm just gonna stick to what my gut said, and I'm just gonna say 3.
All right. I was thinking 3 because I thought Coors Light might be on here. I honestly do enjoy Coors Light a little bit more than a Banquet, if I'm being honest with you.
That's the boat I'm in.
So we have 2 and 4 and 3 and 4.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're gonna go with a little bit of a Miller High Life.
Oh, that's my number 1.
That's what I.
Well,
figured.
at least in mainstream beers, I
Yep.
guess. We can talk favorite beers after this, though.
Sure.
Man, I need to spend more time dipping into the Miller High Lifes. I really haven't had very many.
Going to a
I
bar
gotta
and
be
getting
honest.
a bottle of Miller High Life, there's nothing better, dude.
Yeah, I gotta spend more time getting more acclimated to the Miller High Life.
It's good. If you're gonna buy it, go for the bottles over the cans. The bottles are way better than the cans,
Yeah.
honestly.
Oh man, I'm trying to figure out if I want to back myself into a corner and leave 1.5, or
I got 3.5, so we'll see.
yeah. All right, I'll go 2.
2, all
Oh,
right.
you're
too. I'm gonna.
You're good and you're bad.
I'm jamming myself here, but we'll see how it goes.
All right.
All right, excuse me. Corona.
Okay.
Corona.
I wish I
next.
left room higher at the top of my list because all I've been drinking lately has been Coronas and limes at home. Just every night, at least 3.
I'm not a fan of Corona.
aren't.
I'm not a fan of
Not at all.
Corona. I'm a fan of Corona and lime. If
It
you don't have the
certainly
lime,
makes
it's
it better.
not good.
Yeah.
I love them. They're very good. That's going to have to be my 3, I guess. So whatever's left is going to be 5 for me.
I'm in the same boat. 5's gonna be left for me. That's going 1 for me. I love me a
Alright.
Corona.
Throw in the
Love
rum
me
at
a
one.
Corona with lime.
Respect. I respect it. We're going to finish it off. I don't know if this is, I mean, you guys are both in last place here. I don't know how to feel about it, but Pabst Blue Ribbon.
All right.
PBR.
And that one, okay, I said this last time I had a PBR. It tastes like how I remember every single beer tasting when I first started drinking. Not necessarily a good thing, not necessarily a bad thing, but I think if you gave me the same list, it would still be my number 5.
All right.
Yeah, I might move it up just because I like lighter stuff a little bit more. But I don't know.
You got to throw it at 5.
I gotta throw it at 5.
You
so
got to.
I'm okay with that.
All right, our list. We got me. I got Miller High Life number 1, Coors Banquet number 2, Corona with a lime at 3, Budweiser at 4, and PBR at 5. Our boy Mac has got Corona at number 1, High Life 2, Coors Light 3, Bud 4, Coors Banquet. I don't know why I
Yeah,
wrote
it's
light.
Coors Banquet.
Coors Banquet at 3, Budweiser at 4, and PBR at 5.
Well done. I mean, if I can give my not so blind ranking,
Yeah, let's hear
if
it.
it even matters.
I'd love to.
Banquet is far and away 1. I'm a big Banquet guy.
I know.
We
I think
used-
a lot of people out here are.
Yeah.
It's just really good, man. And, you know, like when I joined a bowling league when I was in college, and I'm good at bowling. I'm going to plug that. And there's something about ripping banquets, having Creed playing, and knocking 10 pins down, man. There's something about it, and it changed my life. Sorry, I'm not trying to.
Oh, you're good. I want to give my opinion real quick on a Banquet, though.
Go ahead.
I like them. They're good. My problem is I feel like there's too much carbonation going on for how little flavor there is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I guess I got to full-heartedly disagree.
That's
amigo.
fair. Hey, fair enough, dude. To each their own.
2, I'm going to go with High Life, and I'm not going to get into it on all of these. I'll just rip them out. 3, I'm going to go with PBR. 4, I'm going to go with Budweiser. And then, the unpopular Corona at 5. I don't like them.
Damn.
I just don't.
I love them. They're very good to me. You know, I thought number 1, I thought it might be there, so I kind of tried to save that number 1, but I thought maybe Guinness might be
I
there
know,
because we've been
Ooh.
splitting a lot of G's lately, and
Yeah, we have.
it is very fun.
I think it's the best beer.
It's so good. It's,
I really
I don't know
do.
if it's best, but it's the most fun to drink because of that challenge of trying to split the G.
What do they call the mainstream ones? Domestic? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
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 I think so, right? Out of domestic beers, Guinness is.
Is Guinness domestic?
No.
Isn't that from
Guinness
Ireland?
is not domestic.
Domestic means made in the U.S.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. There goes my
That's
intelligence on
important.
full, on full display, gents.
Yeah,
Oh, you're good.
I got to tell you, I got to push back a little bit on the Corona hate here. And I'm not necessarily going to say just Corona, but if I'm at a bar, watching the sporting event, whether it be like some UFC fights or football or something, not necessarily always football, but just watching sports. I love having a Mexican lager in my hand in a
Hell
bottle. And whether it's a Corona with lime or Pacifico with lime, I love me a Pacifico.
I don't even think that's the setting. Like a beach seems.
No, I was about to say, dude,
Yeah,
a
that's
beach,
it, yeah.
Corona Lime, great.
Well, the thing is that we're just nowhere close to a beach. So
Exactly.
I haven't experienced that for quite some time.
My last spring break, we went to Alabama on the coast there, and my go-to is the Miller Lite. I just every morning walk out, put a lawn chair in the pool, crack open a Miller Lite, and just listen to like beach type kind of music. A little Jimmy
a
Buffett.
Miller
in there.
or a Corona.
A Miller. That's what I was drinking.
All right.
It was good. It was great vibes.
My last spring break in college, we were in Oklahoma for a golf tournament.
I think a buddy of mine went to Oklahoma for the College World Series, and they said that was a good time. Do you like it down there in Oklahoma or no?
Isn't that in Omaha?
I have no idea.
Isn't the
Couldn't tell you.
College World
Oh, is it
Series
not?
in Oklahoma?
Is it not in Oklahoma?
I thought the College World Series was in
Yeah,
Omaha.
I think you're right. Sorry, I got that one mixed
But
up.
no, Oklahoma's fine. I mean, it is what it is. It's
I
just,
could've sworn.
I mean, there's a lot of money a lot of oil money down there. So like OKC area, and
Yeah.
we were up towards somewhere else. I don't really remember where we were, but because we kind of just did 2 tournaments in a week because we had the week off. So it was fine. It was nice being warm. It's for in March. It's pretty pretty warm compared to South Dakota. So
Sure.
it was nice to just get out there and hit golf balls on real
All right. Well,
grass.
while we're talking about, this question just came to mind out of nowhere, and I don't know what made me think of it. But what's your guys' favorite drive? Not favorite place you've been, but like you took a road trip with some fellas or a family, and you were like, "This drive is sick. This is a really nice view," or it was just fun. What's your guys'? I got my answer.
I think for me personally, that was when I drove out here to Wyoming, like crossing that border, seeing how gorgeous it was out here. Like it was very different from anything I'd seen back in the Midwest, and because I'd never been out west before, so it is just very different from anything I was used to, and I loved it. It was very, very beautiful.
I've got to say, one of my favorites is like whenever I'm going back home to Montana. There's kind of a hill you cross over, kind of into kind of the valley of where I live, and when you cross that hill, you just see a wall of mountains. It's unbelievable. On a clear day, it's so sick. So that's one of my favorites. I think an underrated one that I have is my last internship. I had our intern conference was in Pittsburgh, and we were driving from Ohio to Pittsburgh, and it was through that tiny bit of West Virginia and kind of in through like the Alleghenies. It was pretty, and then like when you drive. Like if you're coming from the west, I think, I don't know, I've been there once, but if you drive into Pittsburgh, you go through a tunnel, and then the city is right there in front of you. It's insane. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, well, I'll actually save the story, but I'll tell my answer because we'll have a gentleman named Seth, one of our good friends, on the podcast. We'll talk about this story when he gets here. But if you've ever seen The Hangover, shout out the comedy draft.
I think you told me this.
Yeah. The I-15 from Vegas to LA, they drive it in The Hangover, and they talk about Barstow, and they have fun in the movie just driving. And I gotta be honest, I get it. I didn't notice it until after I'd made the drive and they mentioned Barstow in the movie, and I was like, hey, I've done that before. And man, that's a blast. Like it is, you can feel the party in the air. Yeah, it's a fun little area, and it's different from what I'm used to. So I think a big part of it is the difference from what you're used to. But that's a fun one.
And then you mentioned to me, like, when we were driving into Vegas, like, you can just see the whole city. And, like, as soon as we came over the horizon, saw that, it was...
Oh, yeah, it was sick.
It got me super excited to lose a lot of money. I've never been that excited to just, like, break the bank.
I have been documenting my gambling trips that I keep going on. And I got told on separate occasions this exact line: "You make losing money look fun." I don't know how to take that.
I thought you were going to say nice rolling Blues Clues.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that too.
All right, fine. I'll tell that too.
Okay.
So I dressed up because that's what you do in Vegas. You look like a well put together gentleman, and all I did to my friends and family on my Snapchat was say, roll dice, dress nice. And I genuinely probably had 40 people call me Blues Clues because I was rhyming. And, it became funny, but I was like, all right, guys. It was like 4 days later I was posting on my story, and I was still getting the same hate. And there are two people in this podcast not named Michael that were sending me that. So I would like to...
I never said it.
I never said it either.
It was everyone else.
No, I never said
that.
it.
I said one thing that you said you weren't going to post, but I don't remember what it was. But then I also had said your brother texted you that nice rolling Blues Clues as he's standing right next to you. Yeah. And you posted that he had crapped out his very first roll. And I had said, that's right. Not possible because you got to establish point first. So that was all I'd said.
Yeah, I laughed at a lot of them, but I don't think I ever said it.
Yeah. They were very funny.
That's a good time.
They gave me a good giggle. But I guess... we were talking about favorites. I want to go back to beers. I will say, I don't know if, personally, my favorite beer was not on the list, though. And if you know me, you know that I love my summer shandies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
right.
Yes, sir.
You do.
Kugels are so good.
Yeah.
I love those. I will drink them all day. In the summer, I go between those and gin and tonics. I love a good G&T. I've been called an old lady many times for enjoying them, but
that's just crazy.
They're good. I did make one the other day, and it tasted awful. I hated it. It was not good, but normally they are fantastic, and I love them so much.
I always thought Leinenkugels were Leinenlugels. Not until now. I learned that, but it looks like Leinenlugel, doesn't it?
It kind of, I mean, I never knew how to pronounce it at first. I just called it Linkegels.
Speaking of which, what the fuck? Why were we learning cursive ever?
So I don't know if do you guys know this or not, but until 6th grade, I was homeschooled.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew that.
So
I did not know that.
Yeah, and one of the things my mom did was try to teach us cursive. So we did that for like 2 years, and I like still can't even barely read it. I can read it better than most people, I think, but I still struggle. I go so slow.
I feel like it's a sad lost art. I feel like it should. I don't necessarily know it should be like taught to like a. I don't know. I feel like it probably should still be taught because it's
Maybe.
like when like I'm interested to see how like kids growing up now who don't learn cursive like sign their name. Like what does it look like? Do they just like write it?
That's just such a practice thing. Do it
Yeah.
4 times on
My
an
dad's
envelope.
signature is like a circle with like a few squiggles next to it. The first letter in his name is a P.
Yeah, that's
So the
true.
fact that it's a circle it's so funny.
That's true. My dad's if like my dad's signature, like you have no idea what he just wrote.
Exactly.
I think you can tell the first letter, but you cannot tell any other letter.
Okay, go ahead.
You know what's funny to me is like I knew some people that had beautiful cursive handwriting, looked amazing, and then you see them print, right? And it looks like a child wrote it.
Yeah,
it looks so bad.
Well, it's
Guilty as
muscle
charged.
memory. But I could get behind cursive. Like if you think about an L,
I wish I could do cursive.
Sometimes when I write an L, it kind of just looks like the cursive L. But there are letters like B. The fuck is B doing in the cursive? I mean, it does not look like a B, and it throws
It
me
does
off.
not, dude. Yeah, I mean, I feel like every once in a while, if I'm writing fast, I'll get a few cursive letters in there just because it's easier not to pick up the pen.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
sure.
But it doesn't look great though. Like I wish I was just all cursive, not just a mix of the two.
It's a classy move. It is a classy move if you're going only cursive.
You know what I have done though. It's not even cursive though. But I got so used to doing it because in school, if I'd write plus, but then like the variable's T, it just looked like plus plus. So I started curling the bottom of my
Yeah,
T's
that's a good move.
and my I's.
Yeah, I do that too,
Yeah.
for sure. And the line through the 7.
I do that every now and then. I will do it through the Z occasionally as
I do
well.
the Z as well.
Not always, but
Yeah, sometimes I'll do it through a 7. But like, see, I've got the letters I, E, and L in my name like all together. So when I'm writing it in cursive, it's just basically the same thing 3 times in a row, but the last one's a little bit taller.
Well, you
throw a dot on
throw
it.
a dot.
Yeah, but I do that at the end. But
Yeah. Just a lot of loops for you.
yeah. Speaking of names, I just learned this recently that so my middle name is James.
Mhm.
I recently learned that I was originally supposed to have 2 middle names. My middle name was supposed to be Orenthal James, and unfortunately, I don't know what happened. Something must have happened that made my parents change that. But
What a
I
name.
just learned that.
I've got a friend that genuinely thinks he's innocent. Like, genuinely thinks.
Innocent?
Really?
Yes.
Wait, innocent?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Joe, don't do this. Don't tell me you're one of those people.
You don't know who I'm talking about?
Innocent about what? Ornithol?
Do you know? Oh, he doesn't know.
Oh, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. OJ Simpson.
Oh,
That's his.
oh yeah. I only know that because of the Shane Gillis ISIS Toyota when that one guy's on. He's like, I'm Ornithol James. Whatever. And that's when I found out that was his name. Yeah, no, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no, I
That'd
got
have been beautiful if you got that.
I would have been really something.
would have been. Speaking of names, we got.
Speaking of names,
we got a little draft coming up.
We got another draft here. Today we are drafting athlete names. This could be any athlete, any sport, but criteria we're looking for: funny, maybe fitting for the sport, or just like a really great, solid name that like a real guy's name, or a lady too.
I'm giving a preference, or a preface. I went with cool. My draft, I got the cool names.
So my bias, I went funny, and I got one that's fit. I got 2 that's fitting in mind. One of them might be an honorable mention. We'll see, because I think you guys want to draft 5, and since you're going cool names and you're going kind of out of the box, I think I might be fine to do 5. We'll see if I have enough or not.
Yeah.
know,
See,
Steal some of mine.
I drastically over-prepared for this. I was sitting at work yesterday, not really doing didn't have a whole lot going on, so I'm like, I'm looking this up, and I'm going more funny, but I've got a lot of honorable mentions if we have the time.
I would love to hear them.
But now I think my hardest part now is going to be struggling to get down to 5. I have a solid number 1, but after that I'm going to have to do some studying in the list to get myself to a 5.
Yeah, I got 6. So if you guys take 2 of mine, we're just doing 4. All right, we'll do 5 and tentatively to do
Tentative
5.
5. All right, you know what? I don't care what anyone says. I'm going first.
All right, well,
Go for it.
Go for it then. Yeah.
Number 1 overall, I think, is easy. I think the coolest name ever, Tiger Woods. Give it to me.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I
That's
know
a good one.
it's mainstream, but
That's a great name. I will say that is a solid name.
Yeah, good
Right.
nickname. Yeah.
It isn't his name. That's true.
But yeah, it's good. It's solid.
Right. What's his actual? It's like starts with an
Eldrick.
E. Eldrick. That's right. Yeah.
Eldrick Woods.
Eldrick, which is still great,
Yeah.
by the
Right.
way.
Eldrick is a great name. It's it's like in the ballpark with like Ornithol. You know.
Really is. Oh, by the way, rest in peace, Tiger's mom. She just passed away.
Oh, that's
rest,
right.
Rest in peace.
Rest
Tiger's
in
mom.
peace.
She was a real one. Honestly.
She was. What an incredible woman. And she, I mean, personally, I think raised the best golfer of all time.
Yeah, that's good.
And shout out to moms, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to moms. My mom listened to this podcast.
Well, what'd she say?
She said it's pretty good, except for the slurs.
She's like, "Do not come home." You know, another quick shout out to moms. Our favorite mom, Mama Justice.
Boom.
Boom! 5 big booms.
Mama Justice gets 5 big booms.
Did you guys see that video?
She's kind of bad.
So
Honestly.
sorry your mom died, Tiger Woods. She gets 5 big booms. Boom, 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 boom.
You know, she deserved those booms.
She really did. She was a real one.
That video of Big Justice getting that Pokemon card.
Oh, yeah, when he's crying.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
As people make fun of him, but he's like...
He's 12 or something.
Yeah, he's very young.
That
so
probably kicks so much ass for that kid.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I love Pokemon cards. I used to collect them all the time, and I got a really rare one. I gave it to my cousin to get graded. Never saw it again. It's been 3 years.
Never
He
talked to
swears
the
he's never
cousin.
seen it, so... He told me he listened to it, so maybe he'll hear me say that.
Hey, give him his cards back.
I
Or
need
card.
that. I need the Pikachu back. All right, Mac, you want to give us your first pick here?
Yeah, I'm going to give you my first pick, and I highly doubt this is on anybody's radar. I stayed in my lane. I stayed in my hockey and golf lanes primarily.
Well done.
All right, I think I might be good then.
So
Do 5.
you're probably good. My number 1, I know this definitely is not probably on your radar, so I probably could have snuck it to 5, but this name deserves to be a number 1 pick. I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, Bob Beers.
Oh, that's good.
Hell
Bob
yeah.
Beers was an NHL player. I think he's still alive. He was drafted in the 1985 NHL draft. Played in the AHL until 1997. Had 107 points in his career.
Not too bad.
Bob Beers, unbelievable
nice.
name.
I bet
That's
that
a
guy
great
had an
name.
awesome life, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
How
Oh.
can you not?
You gotta, if you're named Bob Beers, dude.
Skate
you
like
gotta have a great
skate like a stallion and
Just
just
buttery. out
yeah,
there.
that's great. That's
Very
good.
Bob
I like
Beers.
that. Good pick.
All right, my very first pick. An athlete that to be honest with you, I don't know a ton about them, but I do remember I had their baseball card growing up. I remember pulling it, and just the name alone made me love it. And you know, much like another team I love to collect, the Expos, this team's no longer around. The A's, I think you know who I'm talking about. Coco Crisp.
Yes.
that's
What a
a
name.
He was
great
on my
name.
list. Great pick.
You know,
Thank you,
Coco
thank you.
Crisp actually was like that too.
Coco Crisp was awesome.
He was great.
Yeah.
Hey, A's fan.
I'm an A's fan. Those were the days. I was Coco Crisp was awesome. I mean, I loved watching him play. He's got always had the hair. Great player. It was fun to watch him play.
You know, I got an A's player on my list.
Oh, really?
Oh, I
well,
think-
we're doing
I think-
snake
Oh,
draft,
don't take it.
pal.
I think I know who it is, but he's not on my list, so you can have it.
Yeah,
We're
he-
doing snake drafts. You're gonna have to
No, I know.
bide your time. And speaking of bide, number 2, Joe Biden. No, number 2 for me is a current player in the NFL on a shitty team, but he's got a great name. I didn't know how it was pronounced at first, so I thought it was something else. I thought it was Chuba Hubbard, but it is my
Chuba.
number 2 pick, Chuba Hubbard. What a name.
What a name.
What a name.
Nice.
That's a great name.
Yeah, that's good.
It sounds like a bubblegum, you know?
Yeah, no, that's a
that's good.
great name.
Yep, that's really good. For my number 2 pick, this I kind of cheated and just kind of found a list of names.
I did that a little bit too.
You know, I can
But,
confidently
so-
say I did not.
So
Good for you.
So, like most of my honorable men, most of mine are I came up with, but this one came from the last list and it had to be on the list. I present to you Harry Dick.
Oh, that's good.
Played,
Oh, that's great.
Played 12 games in the National Hockey League with the Chicago Blackhawks during the 1946-47 season. Harry Dick, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, that is the anti-Bob Beers, right? Like you had a tough time. You had a tough time with that, right?
Yeah, it reminds me of there was one of my favorite bits from like a Tonight Show or something was Letterman top 10 list of names or terrible names, and that was something. There was something like that.
Gotta be,
there.
yeah.
But honestly, one of my favorites.
Yeah, no, that's great. I feel bad because similar to Tiger, this is how this name goes, and honestly, you guys can call a technical foul, and I'll change who I go with, but I'm gonna take Babe Ruth here.
I like that. You know,
Okay.
Yeah,
Babe Ruth,
it's
that's a good name.
just like when he's a candy bar.
Yeah.
He, great nickname, and encaps
The Great Bambino.
the Great Bambino, man. And I lean baseball, of course. So Tiger Woods, Babe Ruth, I think those are sick names. I just do.
All right, go again. Snake draft.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna go to the fitting. And I'm gonna stick in baseball, and here's where my A's player comes in.
All right.
Let me see. I don't want you to guess because then you might give me one. But what does his first name start with, Carson?
I think his first name starts with an R.
It does not.
Whoa.
Unless
then maybe is it a C?
No, and maybe I have his
What?
first name wrong, but I'm going with Grant Balfour.
Oh, you missed me on two of them. You want me to say who they are once you finish?
Yeah, go ahead. But here's my thing: I think it's Balfour. I think it's Grant Balfour.
Probably.
Either way,
But as a pitcher being named Balfour, that's great.
that's a good name.
That's
Yeah.
great.
That's like I said,
good
fitting
take.
names. That's good.
yeah, that's what I'm
I
going
like
with.
that. I thought you were going with when you had an A's player. I thought you were either going with Raleigh Fingers
Oh, that's good.
or Catfish Hunter.
Oh,
Okay, you know what? You can't see it, but I just gave Carson a fist bump. Those are great off the dome pulls.
Yeah, I thought that's where you were going with those.
And Raleigh Fingers had the fork ball,
Yeah.
right? That was his thing.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Raleigh Fingers.
Talk
had
about a
some
lost
fingers.
art.
Yeah.
Talk about a lost art.
Yeah, that would have been a good fitting one if I would have pulled that in.
Bring the fork ball back, MLB. Bring it back. I think a lot of Japanese pitchers are bringing, like they're throwing a splitter kind of fork ball-y pitch, but really bring it back. Bring back the fork ball.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Mack. what you got?
I think. Oh man, there's so many on my list. I think I just have to go with a name that's just so fun to say, and I'm gonna go with Darius Kasparaitis.
Wow.
NHLer, former NHLer, legend. That's just one of my favorite names to say.
That is a great name.
Darius Kasparaitis.
That sounds like inflammation in a part of my body I don't want to know about.
Yeah, it sounds like it hurts.
Sounds like it hurts. That's good.
All right.
Joe.
All right. So for my third pick, this is one that I found online. He's currently in college. Quarterback. He played for Tyler, Oklahoma. He was a Sooner, and Louisiana Monroe. And today is his 23rd birthday.
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday, General Booty.
General Booty. That's a good one. I was going to do General Booty.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I laughed so hard when I found that. General Maximus Axel Booty.
He's got Maximus in there?
General Maximus
No way.
Axel Booty.
That's
What a
great.
name.
That is
we love it. We
amazing.
love you, General Booty.
We sure do. Joe.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, General Booty.
Yep.
Joe, go again.
All right, so this name was in the news about, I think, last year or something like that. I can't exactly remember because he was going from high school, getting drafted into college football. If you weren't sure how his name was pronounced, you might have used the pass, even though you were not allowed to. We have Noah Kanega.
Nice.
Not pronounced the way you think it was
Good
by the way it's
pick.
spelled. So
I was dripping sweat.
he thought I didn't know. I am those who know. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, if you didn't know that and you were just talking about your friends, you're going to hell. You didn't have the pass. That was not allowed. You are going to hell. Sorry.
That's got to be a terrible one for commentators.
Imagine his no. You're thinking commentators. I'm thinking substitute teachers coming in and just dropping the N bomb because they don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Well, I mean, hopefully you don't have to use last name on roll call, but still. I mean,
Usually they do. I mean, sometimes. You know.
sometimes. But
Yeah.
I mean,
They just call him Noah. But also,
That's-
if you
yeah,
were thinking of
Noah-
it that way,
Noah's a
Noah's a great first name to have. That you're like, oh, and we got a guy we can draft it for this. You know what? I know a Kanega.
Unbelievable. It's got. I mean, it's his name, folks.
It is his name.
You can't cancel us. It's
And
his
it's
name.
not. That's not a slur. Kanega is not a slur. Believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
All right, Mr. Mac, what you got?
I've got a guy that is currently on Mick's favorite NHL team. Or
He's currently on it?
Maybe he's in the minors. But
All right.
Ivan. There is a pic graphic out there. I believe it's from either the World Juniors or some other junior tournament where it's just you can see it's his name, like either the Russian flag or whatever they substitute for Russia these days, and it's just Ivan.
That's great.
It's unbelievable.
I didn't even know that.
It's unbelievable name. I mean, to have the name 3 times in a row. I mean, even just 2.
I was gonna say I love
is unbelievable.
people that have like the same first name and last name. I've never seen all 3 being the same.
Where's the creativity
that's hilarious.
with the parents?
They gave up. They thought they were writing the first name every time on the
Yeah, there
the
was a
papers.
misprint.
It's like the middle Susu Heck. Ivan. That's great. I love that.
Mick, over to you.
All right, so I've got 3 here and I got 2 I got to choose, right?
Yep.
And that's a tough place to be. But I'm going to go with Popeye Jones.
Ooh.
Great name. Love that
It's
name.
the second time we mentioned Popeyes.
Very nice. 2 episodes.
Last time it turned into a joke that I kind of wish I didn't make. It was kind of funny.
So when are they doing the Don Julio collab? That's what I want to know.
That is a great question.
Should this be our gag? Is this
Yeah,
it?
the
Popeyes Don Julio.
We gotta
Whenever
go-
they do it, we will go to a Popeyes and do a review of the
We will.
Don Julio collab.
Absolutely. So I go with Popeye Jones because what a name.
Great name. Good
come
athlete.
on.
Unbelievable.
I believe a Laker. I want to say we can fact check that. Finally, to end the cool draft, Popeye Jones is cool, but that's also funny. To end the cool draft, I'm gonna go with a current Chargers quarterback. He might have got traded. All right, well we'll know. But in any case, Easton Stick.
Easton Stick.
Easton Stick.
What a name.
What a freaking name!
I
right?
have an Easton Stick in my car.
I know.
Easton hockey stick.
Isn't that good stuff?
That's
right
a good
there?
one.
You
You should
know,
have been
like,
a hockey player.
When you think about like all-time S-tier party guys, it's got to be a dude named Easton Stick.
Yeah,
Dude, I got
that's
another name in
very
mind.
Dude.
I'll mention him as an honorable mention, but you did introduce me to him, so I think you might know.
That's all I got. That's my
All right.
5.
Thank you.
Oh man, this is tough to pick a last one from my list here. I think I'm just gonna have to go with Jun Lee. She is a women's professional golfer. However, there's a catch.
Oh.
There's a catch because there are 6 of them. There are 6 Jun Lees in the history of women's professional golf. So the current Jun Lee, who's a current women's professional golfer, when her name is on the leaderboard, it is LEE and the number 6. Lee 6 is what it says.
So
on
do
the
they have
leaderboard.
like numbers for
Yes,
each one? Oh.
yes. Lee 5. There was a Lee 5.
Oh my God.
So there are 6 Jun Lees in the professional of women's professional golf. I can't wait for the 7th, honestly. Maybe even I don't think any of them have won a major, but I believe the current Jun Lee 6, is probably it might be the best out of all of them.
Wow.
Maybe the best of the bunch.
Hell yeah.
So that's one of my favorites to have 6 of them, and I think the first time I was catching some women's professional golf, and I would see like Lee 6 on the board. I was like, what? Lee 6? What's a 6 doing in her last name? But it's just because there are 6 of them in.
He thought it was some
history.
Chinese character symbol.
Carson, you brought your A game for this draft.
that was great.
Thanks. I
Great
studied
names.
for a little while.
good for
so
you.
Very nice. I love that. Do you have a favorite Jun Lee?
Probably 6.
Okay.
Got to be right.
Very nice.
Yeah, she's.
The last to
I
join
think
the league.
I think she's the most. Yeah, she's the youngest. Obviously,
Yeah.
she's the last one of the 6. But I think she's like 28 or something like that.
Oh,
So
wow.
she's still got it.
Nice.
She's contending.
All right, my very last pick. I think I told Mick this story. Carson might even know about it because it did make several media outlets. Got to shout out someone from the college I went to, backup quarterback for the Michigan Tech Huskies. I think this name would have been better had he been an offensive lineman. Steel Fortress.
Yeah, that's good.
What a name.
Yeah, that's
And I knew
unbelievable.
that might not be on your list, so I saved that one for last, just hoping. But
That's
Steel
good.
Fortress.
Great.
Love that. It's a great name for a football player, but like I said, if offensive lineman Steel Fortress, that would have been.
You said quarterback.
He was a quarterback. He was a backup quarterback, and the first time he got to play in college, his first 2 drives, they scored a touchdown
Nice.
after a horrible start. To
With
the
a
game.
name like that, you got to be like a Dodge Durango-sized left tackle, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Gotta, yeah,
But
you've got to be just a bus out there.
I'm gonna. While Joe tallies it, I'm gonna give my honorable mention.
yeah,
'cause
let's do some
Sure,
honorable
sure.
mentions.
I just have one. Jared Saltalamacchia.
Ooh,
Great
nice.
What a name!
Very buttery.
Right?
I've got some.
It's
butter.
just good.
That's a great name.
He was a catcher for the Red Sox
Mm-hmm.
in the early, not early, but late 2000s, early teens. And I'd always draft him on MLB The Show like
Nice.
13 because I mean, what a name, right?
Yeah, great.
As a
That's a great
Yankees fan, I throw respect that.
Yeah. I've got some similar buttery ones. I'm not going to throw all of mine at one time
Yeah.
or all of them in general, but some nice flowing names. We've got like a Vladislav Nemesnikov.
Oh, that's
Oh,
so good.
got
Definitely a hockey player.
Yeah, you've got an Uko Pekka
Oh,
Very
that's
nice.
great. These
Nice
are good.
a Sandis Ozelinch.
Okay.
And all right.
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of hockey players. Back to women's golf, Patty Tavatanakit.
Oh, that's
wow.
really good.
I like that. That's a
Unreal
great
name.
name.
How
These
do you,
are
how do you
great
say
names.
that? Tavatanakit?
Tavatanakit,
Yeah,
correct.
that's
yeah.
that flows well.
Joe, do you have any
Beautiful.
honorable
Yeah,
mentions?
so I think being an like at least a track and cross country athlete, I got to shout out Usain Bolt.
Oh God damn!
What
it.
a fitting
How did I
name for the
Yeah.
sport. What
Yeah.
a fitting name for the sport. I
Yeah.
love that so much.
Ah,
And I mean, going to hockey, just Wayne Gretzky. I mean, that's a good name. I like Wayne Gretzky.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
a good
Great
name.
name. Good name for a jersey.
Yeah.
Just Gretzky.
Joe,
Love
did
it.
you mention you had a NASCAR driver on your list?
I did, and I think not my list. I thought he was going to be on your list, and I think we got the same one in mind. So I want you to go ahead and say it, and I'll.
Is the one you were thinking of Anthony Alfredo?
No, it was.
Oh, that's good.
It was Dick Trickle.
Oh, good pick. Good pick. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, see, I was thinking more modern. I should. There are some
Back in the day.
great. There are some great old NASCAR names, and that's one of them. Well, you want me to?
Earnhardt. That's a
Yeah.
That's a good name.
You want me to round out my list of honorable
Please
mentions?
do.
Please, I would love to hear him.
All right, we got Raddick and his son Oliver Bonk. We got Jordan Tutu, Bernhard Longer, Gump Worsley.
Who?
Gump
Who is that?
Worsley.
He's one of the great early hockey goalies.
That is
Gump.
a gorgeous
Gump
name.
Worsley,
That's great.
Curtis Strange, Tom Kite, Stuart Sink, Rich Beam, Dottie Pepper. You can't go wrong with Dottie Pepper.
You can't.
Jabril Peppers. That's another great name.
Tim Horton. Tim Horton.
Tim
who founded,
Horton.
Who
Yes,
founded
sir.
Tim Hortons.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a hockey player and then he founded Tim Hortons.
Good for him.
Taylor Gooch, and and of course one of my favorites. We've got Miroslav Shatan,
That's
spelled
great.
Satan, Satan.
Oh, nice.
Miroslav Shatan.
I knew. I've seen
That's
that one.
great.
Seen that
That's-
one.
Satan on the back of your jersey. Another great jersey.
He
name.
was a New Jersey Devil.
Ah,
At
even
one-
more
at-
fitting.
At one point in his
That's
career.
another very
What a
fitting
great
name
name.
for where you're at, the team you're on. I love that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that was a fun exercise. That was a lot of fun. We got to come up with some more stuff.
Yeah,
like
we'll
that.
we'll have more great
Yeah.
drafts coming later episodes.
It was nice to have a little bit of heads up, so I could. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't. Even, I'm not going to try to. I've went a little too overboard after underperforming in my last one, but I think it's nice.
I'll
to
tell
know
you
a
an
little
hour
ahead of
before
time.
now.
That's fine. I don't care.
I have a beef with our fan base. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, already?
0 votes. I had a good draft.
Yeah.
Not as solid as Dumb and Dumber, apparently.
It's just
and
not.
Step Bros.
I don't find it.
I did have super bad. It wasn't fair from the start, so
Yeah. Nah. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess going back to great names, did you have anyone in your high school who had a very funny last name? Because I had one that comes to mind.
I'll think while
immediately.
you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
their
I
mom
got-
was
I
a
got
teacher too, so horrible name to have as a teacher. Last name at least. Last name Sackrider.
You're lying.
wait.
I wish I was. It is their real last name. It is insane that you wouldn't change that.
That's good.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
And I had some other friends growing up, last name Asperger, another unfortunate
Oh.
one.
Well, you know,
Wow.
it was named after a fella.
Well, I believe that.
Wow. Gosh, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think if I have any goings.
I know I'm
growing up.
struggling here.
I'm just like it's gonna take me forever.
I
to
think
try
we
to
had
go
another
through.
kid who. It's funny because okay, maybe we'll cut this. We'll see. He's the whitest kid I know, and his name was Trey Coon.
Oh, what?
He was like almost like albino.
Wow.
You know, maybe we'll have a Patreon and we'll have these
Yeah.
these bits in the extended
Yeah,
version.
Two people signing up to
yeah.
pay for the Patreon.
Yeah, sign up for unfiltered.
I'll have feet pics on it.
Oh, that's worth the price of admission.
So speaking of feet pics, we're going there.
Wow.
So my boss the other day was talking about how his wife wants to get hair extensions and they're gonna cost $1,000.
What?
And he's trying to like battle with her, like, hey, like, can we spend this money somewhere else? Like, we can like do a trip or something. And I guess I found out today he lost that battle.
Oh,
But the other day, his boss was suggesting that he should get on Footfinder and just start selling feet pics there. And I'll be honest with you, I've thought about it. I don't think there's any shame.
I think I
it's
absolutely
feet pics.
would.
I mean, like, OnlyFans is one thing, but like feet pics, that's nothing.
What do I
yeah,
care?
And, like,
yeah,
You know, people are buying dudes' feet too. Like,
100%.
yeah.
maybe not as much as the ladies out there, but like, there's a market.
I
for
got
that.
good feet.
I do not.
I don't.
When I used to run, I had a gnarly toe that would always turn black for like.
Oh man.
It would not go away until it fell off months after I stopped running. So
Wait, your toe fell off?
no. Sorry, the toenail.
Okay.
Yeah,
Call
I guess
Joey's
it's
nine
specific
toes.
there.
I was like, man, you could make extra money off that. I'm sure.
I think there probably is like a market out there for like strange feet, like missing toes and stuff. I
Yeah,
think some
mangled.
sickos into that. I
Yeah,
bet.
probably right. Probably.
Definitely not me, but
Yeah, like I wouldn't know a thing about it.
someone's got to be paying for that,
Someone's-
right? I mean,
yeah.
I definitely have not spent $500 a month on four-toe Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some people, maybe not, are just into mangled people. You know, mangled limbs. You know,
Four
mangled-
I suppose.
four toes in total, or
Like on one
I
foot,
see.
four toes, but they're also
which-
like really long. And I'm starting to think he just like photoshopped his main fingers on there
is
without
it?
the thumb.
Are you saying it's
Oh.
8 in total? Like he's missing?
No, he's got 9,
Okay, I
but
see.
he only posts the 4. But
It-
I've seen the 5th.
Yeah,
I guess
four
the
toes.
toes, 5.
So
flows.
which toe is he missing?
He's missing the ring toe.
Whoa.
That would be the one to miss, right?
Yeah, I think you get some
Probably.
bounce from your pinky toe.
Yeah,
Correct me
I've
if I'm
read
wrong.
that.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely from your big toe for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what we're the foot podcast now. We're gonna be talking about exclusively feet from now on. So don't expect anything else from us.
Yeah, send us your feet pics and we'll rate them.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Speaking of feet pics, I do have one for you guys to rate. So
Oh,
Wow.
when I was in
we
college,
really are the
Wow.
Foot podcast.
that was a gag, and here we go.
if I remember, I'll throw the picture up on the YouTube stream. But so when I was in college, I'd go to the hockey games. I'd try to get right on the glass. So in this picture, right on the glass, you know, and our pet band was like, you turn around to your left and they're just right up there playing their songs. Love them. They're great. And they always had signs, and one of them had a phone number on it, and it said send feet pics. So I did, and I'll let you guys react to these. This is the one that had the messed up toe. How much would you be willing to pay for a picture of that
Oh
foot right
my
there?
goodness.
That's honestly a really good foot. That's
No,
a
it's not.
What?
You don't like what's wrong? Give me a critique of that.
Like
foot.
the toes are like
All-
obviously, but I mean, what's wrong with those?
Carson, everything is wrong with
What?
that foot.
What are you
Okay.
talking about?
It's flexing, so it's
It's
like
got
you
like
can
a
see
skeletal
every-
structure.
You
Yeah,
can see
it's-
all the tendons.
I hate it, but I'm
What?
not looking anymore. I actually
mean,
don't like it.
All right, now believe it or not, there's a part 2. So
you might hate mine.
on that same foot, I got injured. I sprained my ankle really bad. So
Is that your foot?
yeah, that was my foot.
I hate you.
I told you it's got the black toe. You didn't know that was me.
Jeez, Joe,
right.
I lost a lot of respect for you.
All
right
right,
there.
well, kill yourself. But so I got a really bad injury, sprained my foot. So this was our rivalry game. So I showed up like 8 hours before the game and just sat in line, did homework all day because I couldn't do anything else. And I got a spot right in the glass. Never happens to us get that early, so it was awesome. But they had to sign up again. So I took off everything and sent them a picture of my very injured foot. And what would you pay for that
Looks like my grandma's.
one? What would you pay to see
What
that
is
foot?
wrong with your feet?
I told you that I suffered a very bad injury, and the whole thing was black and blue
Did
along
they
the
inject?
side.
Was this injury getting injected with 70 pounds of lard in your foot?
Oh,
Dude, it ballooned up so. I mean, like you see how fat that is, and then how skinny that first one is. It doesn't look like the same
It
person.
looks like
that's the same foot, by the way.
looks like
Same exact foot.
It looks like the frog that they blew up in Shrek as a balloon.
it looks like in cartoons when they like put like a bike pump into something and then pump it up.
I mean, that legitimate. I thought that was my grandma's foot for a minute. I was like, how'd you get that?
Oh my god! No, it was really bad, and like I had to go to our athletic trainer for it, and they would ice it and compress it, but then after that, they would start massaging it to try to get the inflammation out there, and that is the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. I was like just biting my thumb because that hurt less than what they were doing.
Bit your foot from there. It's so swollen. They probably, when you walked into the trainer, immediately he was like, all right, I've seen everything at this point. Let me see it. And then it throws on the table, and he's like, all right, we're cutting it off. That's it.
Oh my god,
Losing the foot.
Dude. You say it looks like your grandma's foot. Can we talk about how like really old grandmas love getting bruised up from anything?
Yeah. Oh yeah, my grandma. Both of mine were like. One was always. I was like, it's like, Nana, why do you have a bruise on like your the middle of your arm? I was like, oh, I was like grabbing an apple. I was like, what?
What's going on?
How did you do that?
Dude, grandmas get injured so easily. It is insane.
So I actually had a memory on Snapchat come up. I don't even remember it, but I apparently slipped and fell in the shower, and I was like recording this video where you could like. I had it on the front-facing camera, and it had the mirror in the background, so you could see the like mark on my back. And in it, I was just like, if I were 80, that'd be it. That would be it. That would be. And I was like, thank God for the day, boys.
Dude,
like,
my great grandma, she must have been like late 80s, early 90s, and not like the decade, like how old she was. And she fell down the stairs, and like her whole face was just like. Black and blue. It was really bad. She survived, and she actually, I think February 2nd, she just turned 100.
Wow!
She's still kicking.
Congrats!
Another happy birthday.
And that is my second relative that I'm related to that's turned 100 years old. And the first one, I was named after him. So I really hope that I don't turn out like that, because living to 100 sounds horrible.
Joe's immortal, by the way. That was a secret we were meaning to keep for a long time, but Joe actually is immortal.
Yeah, this is episode 2 of 8 million, because Joe's going to keep it alive.
Yeah, he'll make Cyborg Carson and Cyborg Michael.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go on a quick hiatus when you guys died, but don't worry, I'll get you back
I appreciate
uploaded to
it.
the cloud.
I would expect you to continue.
Back to go.
Do a live show from our funerals. It's like, hey, yo, Mac just died.
The roast.
What's up?
The roast of Carson.
I love. Have you seen that? I think it was like a tweet or something that's like, at my funeral, I want them to like turn on the ceiling fan and my body comes out, starts spinning around with like crazy frog or something like that.
I like the one. I might have sent it to one or both of you guys. Is like when I die, put my ashes in the Hasbro Elephant.
Oh yeah, you sent that to me. Yeah. Just spray ashes.
And
everywhere.
whoever catches the most gets the will.
That's great, dude. You guys ever watched Curb Your Enthusiasm?
No, but I of course know.
Yeah.
I love it so much. So there's an episode where a guy like. He has his own funeral while he's still alive, and he just sits in another room and like watches it to see what people have to say about him. It is so funny.
That would be hilarious. I would love to do that, honestly.
Because everyone's taking it seriously, but then Larry goes up to speak and he's making a bunch of jokes, and the guy got like really pissed about it.
You know, I hate feet, but I'm gonna go back to the feet topic.
Oh,
yeah.
Right back.
Well, you'll see why. So a fun fact about Michael is I've had my 15 minutes of fame. Who coined that? Was that Andy Warhol?
Andy Warhol. Yeah, I love the Tosh.0 joke when he's like, he was high when he said that.
But it's true. I got my 15 minutes. I in this same LA trip that I took, we're gonna probably recover this subject, but while we're here, it seems like a little segue. We went to LA when I was a junior in college, and I was at the beach. We were at Venice Beach having a good time, and I think it's called Social Addict is the TikTok page that was doing interviews. And I was on the beach, and they kept asking people, hey, will you do this interview? Hey, will you do this interview? And everyone was saying no, and I was like, dude, I want to get interviewed. So I run over from the beach onto the sidewalk, and I do the interview, You can find it. Maybe we'll post it.
Yeah, I have it saved to my phone. So if I remember, I'll throw it up. I didn't post the ones last time that I said I would. So
by the way, you'll see what I mean. But it aged
it's so
milk
funny.
in the desert. My take aged so poorly.
So bang, marry, kill. Kanye, Drake, and NBA YoungBoy.
Ooh, I'm marrying Kanye, killing YoungBoy, and then fucking Drake easily. But that's not the conversation we're going to talk about. The conversation is I was on the beach with my feet out, because that's what you do at the beach. You walk around with your feet out on the sand, toes in the sand. How's the song go?
I got my ass in the water,
toes in the sand.
Not a worry in the world. Oh, yeah.
Well, I had no worries, and I don't wish going famous on my worst enemy. Every comment mentioned my cankles. They said, why does he have his dogs out on the sidewalk? What a loser. And ever since that moment, I've been very self-conscious about my feet. And I won't show them to anyone. So maybe I wouldn't do Footfinder.
See, that's why I just don't care what anybody says. Although I probably, if that happened to me, I probably would care what everybody says.
Thousands of people with thousands of likes are like, buddy, we don't care about you. I hate your feet.
I think another thing that a lot of people focused on that video, though, was what was happening in the background,
That's
which was
the only reason.
my personal favorite part. Okay, here's one comment, though. I got it pulled up right now. Tell him to put on his shoes. Why doesn't he have shoes on? He needs shoes.
On my Instagram, I just have a screenshot of a comment, and all it says is, buddy has mad cankles. That's it.
That's tough.
I mean, who is taking time out of their day to make these hateful comments?
Oh, my, yeah. I remember finding that. It was very funny, but in the background, there's a guy riding like a scooter, and he just face plants. That's the best part of the video,
That's
honestly.
so funny.
Total ragdoll mechanics just falls.
It was I don't know what you call survival instincts at all.
I mean, and it's not planned. You heard it here first, little insider scoop. It just happened.
It was the funniest thing, though.
My 15 minutes of fame was a little different. Mine happened after the fact. Mine happened 2 years after the fact.
I would love to hear this.
Oh, I know.
I don't think I've heard. Do I?
I've told you about
All
this.
right,
one.
let's hear it.
So when I was in college, I was at the bar with some buddies, and one of them was talking to this goth chick-ish kind of. I mean, we're in South Dakota. There's not really such a thing, but as close as there could be in South Dakota. And so they're talking. I'm playing pool with a buddy, and my drink is on a shelf in between them. So I just reach for my drink, and she bites me on the arm. She just latches on, and it's like it lasted for like 2 seconds. And like when someone's biting your arm, 2 seconds is a long time.
That is. Well, hey,
and she
speak
was
for yourself. 2
staring
seconds is a long time.
She was staring me dead in the eyes, and I was like, I've never been so turned on in my life. But like she left a mark. We went home after that. Like I just kind of thought whatever, and then I was thinking about it afterwards, and just sitting at home drinking some more. I was like, I just got bit at the bar, and so I like took a picture. You can see like visual imprints, and so I tweeted it once, like a year later. I tweeted a year later, got a few likes here and there. But then 2 years later, I retweeted the 1 year ago tweet and said, 2 years since the greatest moment of my life. And that tweet got 50,000 likes.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it's not necessarily the next level of fame. I don't probably got like that probably got a lot.
It had genuinely, I can't remember. It's
Probably
like 5 or 6 million views.
Yeah.
And on
5.3 million on TikTok.
And on Instagram, it had an equal amount.
Really?
Yeah, and mine had a few million impressions, but I mean, that yours was way.
I'm telling you, I really don't wish going famous on my worst enemy. They were like, and the guy told me, and he was like, "Hey, put your Instagram on the in the comments."
I saw that too.
Yeah, put your Instagram in the comments. We'll pin you just so you can get some credit or whatever. And he goes, "Make your profile picture from today so that I can like know that it's actually you." And so I do that. and the comments on all I said was, "Hey, that's me," and then I inserted my Instagram, and all the comments were like, "We don't give a fuck
They
about you.
tore him apart.
We
in
don't
the
care about you.
replies.
We want the guy's Instagram in the back." And they were like, "Does this bro only have one picture on his phone from today?"
Yeah.
Like NPC. I'm
It
like,
was bad.
what is happening?
Jeez. Yeah.
I think my 15 minutes of fame was I was 10 years old, and I wanted to go to Legoland for my birthday. So I went to Legoland, and one of the things they do is they like broadcast like this how to build something. So like we went to one of those, on the broadcast, building a pumpkin for a Spanish television show. I think it's about 15 minutes long. So yeah,
Nice.
never heard anything about it, never saw it or anything. But yeah, I think it went pretty big in.
Could we archive it? Could we find it?
We might be able to, but I think it went pretty big in Mexico or
Wow.
Spain, wherever they ended up putting it.
Right on.
Yeah, I got some hate comments too on my
Really?
my arm pick. Is like they were like, "Lose weight, buddy."
Oh no!
Because I was a much bigger boy than I was now. Then than I am now. And yeah, so I got a bunch of those like lose weight, pal.
I mean, what? Like,
and I wanted to. I was laughing, but I wanted to reply. I was like, yeah, it was 2 years ago, dumbass. But
I
was
think
like,
someone might have called me a punto, but that's about it.
well, who is taking time out of their day? Who is actually like, I hate my life so much, I gotta throw a hate comment
I
down.
love spreading hate, dude.
That is jokes.
I have chilled out on it, but I used to be
fun.
very hateful.
It's fun, but
To
like
my
I'm
friends.
not. To your friends. I'm never comment. I will never like comment on somebody else's like post like out in the ether, like that I have never met in person. Like I'm not gonna comment like, "Oh, good stuff, man," or like.
Right.
Well, maybe I'll say that, but like I'm never gonna like post a hate comment.
I don't have the energy for either.
I just don't comment. So I remember when I was in middle school, I played football, and one of my friends posted a picture, and like our rival school, a bunch of the kids commented on it, whatever. And I remember just like defending him in the comments, and that's like the only time I've ever done that. And I thought about it the other day. I'm like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Why?
But how old were you?
If it was in middle school, I think I was like 14.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you're 14. These people are adults.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get how you have the time to argue on the internet.
Ridiculous.
About anything, politics,
that's
what
the worst.
anybody's take, it's like everybody's different. Everybody do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
We, as a group, are really good about. I mean, sports that gets us going pretty good. But otherwise, we don't really.
Yeah.
Sports brings out a lot of hate in a lot of guys in the
but
group.
like everything else is like we're pretty chill.
But
It's like
that-
believe whatever you want. We don't care.
That's a good way to be, right?
yeah, that's the only way to be.
Yeah.
I mean, like at the end of the day, everyone can do what they want. I don't really care. But I will, if someone does something dumb, I'm going to make fun of them for it. I may sound hateful, but I'm not actually hating most of the time.
I enjoy when I enjoy when I get hated on. Like that.
I think it's funny. I love when people give it
Masochism.
back to me. I mean, I just like if I'm going to deal, I should be able to take it.
I've always been a very self-deprecating guy. Like
We know.
we
We know.
But it's always been like my go-to, and it always got the laugh, so I just kept doing it.
Yeah.
And that's how you like just don't take yourself too seriously. That's what I think for myself anyway.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to be. I mean,
It's a great way to be.
And I honestly thought, I was like, hey, I'm famous. I'm the guy now. No, you get taken down a peg, and you're like, all right, I got to be comfortable on the inside.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys care if I completely shift topics?
I mean, before we do that, do we want to take a really quick break and hear a quick word from our sponsors?
Be a perfect break.
Oh,
Perfect break. All right, our boy Mac here's got another word from our sponsor.
We got a lot of sponsors. We do.
Very
we've
sponsored.
We've got 2 new sponsors this time.
2 podcasts, 2 new sponsors. Let's
That's
hear it.
right. This episode is brought to you by magnets. Why does that metal stick to that other metal? Nobody knows. Do these 2 metals stick together? Oh, damn. We'll try 2 new metals tomorrow. Magnets. What the hell are these? And by the color blue. Are you sad? Do you need a visual way to express your sadness? Try the color blue. With many versatile shades, you can express anything from just a bad day to an existential crisis that'll have you on the verge of ending it all. Try the color blue today.
God, blue, what a color blue is.
Color.
Though,
that's
right?
my favorite color.
It is
God,
also
me
my
too.
favorite color.
Good.
My favorite used to be yellow. I'm a blue guy now, though. Now that I've
Yellow?
matured, I was very young. Don't judge. I've
I
matured.
do judge.
Okay, well, we're just talking about we're not judging
That's
Big
like the-
Justice for crying.
No, that's the
We're
one
gonna,
thing
you're gonna
you
judge me
you
for
can
choosing
judge.
yellow.
Yeah, that's a gross color, man. It's
Yeah.
pee.
Well, that's why I'm blue now. So I will say, Mac, you do have a great voice for commercials. You could have been the next Billy Mays if you didn't go podcast famous with us.
think
Hey,
so?
this is what we're doing right now. He's gonna be.
He's the
our,
spokesman,
He's
dude.
our ad read guy. He's still got it.
He's got it.
Yeah, that's right, everybody. Sponsor us so you can get your ads read like that.
And
Yeah.
and that's serious, guys. If you really want Carson to read your ad, send them to us.
Yeah, send us an ad and we will have him read it.
Yeah, I will read it. Give us like a $3,000 processing fee, and we'll read your ad.
3,000 is the down payment. 3,000 after he reads it.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. We need half now, half later.
Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah. See store for details.
But no, for real, if you want your ad read like a 2000s infomercial, Mac's your guy. Dude.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
got
your
it.
guy. I can do it.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. All right,
What you got for us,
Mick, what do you got?
Okay, so I got big news in my life, and I'm going to just bring it up. I was approved to be the coach of the JV high school team here. Where
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
and we had our first practice, and it's weird to be on the other side, to be honest with you. A little serious note, but it is,
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to shift topics again, but like I went with my company to do interviews and like
Right.
it was very weird just being
Right.
the person asking the questions.
Yeah.
I was a lot more relaxed, I will say, but I get like what you're saying, be
But
on the other side of that.
Like you see how nervous they are, and you're
Oh,
like, dude, I'm just a
yeah.
guy. I'm just a
exactly.
dude.
It's like I mean I'm not the one that's making the choice here. You can calm down, pal. But
Yeah.
They're calling me like Coach Michael, and I'm
Oh,
like, just
yeah.
call me Mike. Just call me Mick for that matter. I don't
yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Coach Michael, that's weird.
It's odd, man. And like I think that a lot of high school sports, you got to think about what percentage actually. And this is not meant to be like anti-hopeful, but when you're coaching in high school, you're really trying to build character, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not so much.
I think that's what it's about, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that. And we got a great group of guys, and they're fantastic, and I have a lot of hopes for every single one of them. But my focus is really just going to be to build these guys into really good people, and that's what an opportunity that is. I'm just excited, and I thought I'd talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, high school sports, I definitely think, it's a good way to keep kids in shape, build a community, learn about like just lessons about yourself and like what it's like to be a good person, I guess. And that's a great way to get developed, is having a good coach too.
And like the people that I have in my life, all of my friends, we played something together. We did something, and it's like, what a way to build a light. You go and you battle and compete with people, put it all on the line, see what they're made of, and you do. I mean, what a great opportunity. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's awesome. Some of the best times of my life were probably my junior and senior year of high school golf. Like those people were just so much fun. We'd always just mess around, whether it's just not always when we're playing or practice or something, but like bus rides were always insane, and just so many shenanigans. It was just so much fun, and all those people. I mean, I'll go back home for Christmas or something. We'll go meet up at the bar or something. Now that we're
Absolutely
10 years older, but
Yeah, I think for me it was sophomore year cross country. That was like our God squad where we had all the fast people, and we just every Friday we'd go out to Applebee's, get the half price apps, and like we just had a great community there. It was awesome. And you know what? I kind of, speaking of that, I want to shout out another great athlete name, currently running track at Cornerstone University. My boy P-Tip. What a name?
What's his name?
P-Tip.
That's great.
It's his nickname, from his actual name, but P-Tip. Love it.
Yeah, that's good.
it's nice.
Yeah, we were riddled on the UW team with just classic baseball names, like just great.
A lot of Italian.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Oh, yeah.
You got like just Spatty. What a name that is.
Oh.
By the way, shout out Spatty. What a guy that guy is. I get a C Spatty. We're going to a rave in April. I'll see you there, sir.
Very nice. No, I love just Italian names. They're good.
Oh, they're
They're
great.
really nice.
Yeah.
But Italian people, not so much.
Yeah. Speaking of Italians, this is something I meant to bring up earlier, but I'd forgotten. It was something I hadn't written down in my head. I have an over-under for you, both of you.
All right,
Actually.
let's hear
All
it.
right.
For Italians?
No, Well, you'll see.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Over under. I'll say 1,000. I'll set the line at 1,000.
1,500.
Okay, 1,500. We'll get really
999 and a half.
999.5. Over under 999.5 Mavs fans that have looked up on the internet Luigi Mangioni's phone number. Over under.
I'm gonna smash the over on this one.
Yeah, I gotta be an over or
think you're right.
similar, right?
Yeah.
Back to the Mavs fans. Another, I guess, a great account I follow. I love them. Friday Beers, especially the Almost Friday TV. They have the funniest sketches I've ever seen in my life. They did one the other day that was just like Mavs fans today. It was just all of them very sadly smoking a cigarette, and it just it tickled me. You know, it's very funny.
Tough.
But yeah, one of them is from Dallas, so he was very, very upset about everything that happened there.
Golly.
I can't imagine that. Just have like your just superstar player just traded away like that. Just no notice. Just
Brutal.
Well, like, I'm a diehard Packers fan and die hard to the moon Aaron Rodgers fan. I grew up, that was my guy. And watching him at the tail end of his career leave hurt so bad. And I love J-Lo. He's a great QB. He'll be just fine.
That's not what you've been saying before.
A little frustration gets in the way. We can talk about Jordan Love at some point. This is a sports podcast. I'll give my piece, but generally there are worse. But to watch him go, holy smokes, that sucks. When you get to that age where the kid, like the players you grew up with, the reason you're a fan leave, oh my God. So yeah, I feel for the Mavs guys.
yeah, it's been like as a San Jose Sharks fan, like they were in the playoffs. I want to say 19 out of 20 years, and they were always right there. And they had legends, Joe Thornton, Patrick Marleau, Joe Pavelski, all those guys, and to like see them like slowly retire. Granted, Patrick Marleau has the most games played in the NHL all time.
Marleau was there.
He played a lot of games. Joe Thornton was right there too. If Joe Thornton played one more season, he would have probably gotten there too. But to see those guys retire and then Joe Pavelski retire, and none of them are with the team anymore except for say 2 from the the runs. It's just like my childhood is over.
Dude,
it's like
right?
all these guys are gone. What's happening?
I just remember like Aaron Rodgers. I'll never forget it. Like that first playoff loss that I really got to watch as a diehard Packers fan in 2009 to the Cardinals when that face mask should have been called in overtime. Game of the century, by the way. You want to watch a good football game, watch Packers Cardinals 2009 wild card. And I just remember I was like, dude, this young QB just threw up 50 on the Cardinals. Yeah. And then to win the Super Bowl, go 15-1. I think they won 19 straight if you include the 2010 playoff run. And I was hooked. And then you have like all the Hail Marys, all the heroics, and it's done, It's over.
So, I don't know, being Lions fan, we had Matthew Stafford, and not a great team, and then you see him go, and you see him win a Super Bowl immediately, and that felt good for people in Detroit. Like, we liked to see him do that. And, Mavs, though, being in the NBA Finals last year, do you think they're going to be happy to see him succeed later? Do you think they're going to, because they were so good, they might be a little more salty even if he does good?
I think you should be happy for Luka if you're a Mavs fan.
Yeah, I think you should be, but also you should just want to burn down the building.
Yeah,
right.
burn down the Mavs would still be happy for him.
Yeah,
but
general manager.
Wouldn't that be more the reason to be happy for Luka?
Yeah, sure. Of course. Yeah, of course. I'm not saying. Yeah, that's not Luka's fault. He didn't want to leave.
Right. Yeah. You can tell, like the video of him, like welcoming the Lakers fans. That dude was crying. That dude was crying.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like just because we never saw success, I want to say people were happy to see Stafford go, but we knew we needed a change. So it was a little different. But I don't know how everyone feels, but personally, I loved the success that he saw in LA.
Of course. And Stafford, tough as fucking nails, dude.
Love that guy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's a guy right there.
That's a dude. I mean, that video of him separating his shoulder, and then he's like, get me in there. And then he wins the game.
Yeah.
What a golly.
And I mean, he was still a good quarterback when he played in Detroit. I just don't think he ever had, like I said before, he had the weapons, but he just never had a great team.
He had the weapon.
Well,
Yeah,
they had
that's
one
it.
good defensive player and one good offensive player.
That's
but,
it.
I mean, yeah, you get rid of Megatron, but then you bring in Golden Tate. He was pretty good.
Yeah, he
I
was
liked him.
good.
You had Brandon Pettigrew. Jahavid Bess.
Oh, kind of nice, actually.
Dude, he was. If you want to watch a freaky video, watch Jahavid Bess in college. He has this play where he like dives into the end zone and kind of gets turned around and hits his head on his way down. Boom, just straight like out cold. It's a freaky video. So I always kind of rooted for Jahavid Bess because it was a little scary.
The freakiest video I saw was Tua's concussion when his fingers curled up.
Dude.
That one like gives me chills. That you hate to see something like that. That is, and the fact that he's still playing and refuses to wear a guardian cap, like
That's wild to me that he does that.
there's like, there's guys tough as nails, like you said, Stafford, separate shoulder, win the game, but then there's a point where like maybe you should just be done, like Tua.
Well, a lot of it's genetics.
Yeah.
I mean, like just injuries. A lot of it's just what you got.
I will say when they played the Bills this year, when he got that bad concussion, he was out. I believe it, but it just didn't really look like he got hit that hard.
Yeah, I hope the best. I'm a big Tua supporter.
I love Tua.
Oh,
I drafted
yeah.
him 2 years in a row on my fantasy teams.
Yeah, and he's a good dude. And I just, maybe someone close in his life has got to be like, all right, buddy.
He just needs to throw in the towel on. He's a great quarterback, I think, but
Yeah, it's a shame.
just too much going on to where he could just mess up his life.
And
permanently.
I was genuinely like not a Tua hater, but like a Tua like non-believer. But then when he goes out and everyone else is in, and the Dolphins look like a pee-wee football team, I'm like, all right, maybe Tua's kind of got it. Like
Yeah.
that, I guess I don't know.
I don't know. I always respect him as a player, but sometimes you guys just know when to throw it in.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us then. Thank you guys so much for listening. Really appreciate it. Keep sending the feedback. Let us know what you like. Let us know what maybe we can improve on. But we really appreciate everyone listening, and hopefully we'll have some more good content in the future for you guys. I felt like this was a really, really solid episode. I felt good about this one.
Yeah.
Good energy.
Yeah, we had some good topics, flowed well. We kind of bounced all over the place, but it was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Pinball.
That's what this podcast is going to be. We're going to go all over the place, but we'll eventually find our way back.
Yeah, we'll tune it. We'll fine tune it.
Yeah.
It'll
This
be
is
good.
episode 2 of 1 billion. So
Yeah.
we're
Right,
good.
because Joe's immortal. Don't
Yeah,
ever
'cause
forget
Joe
that.
will never die.
No, I like this. This is fun. I'm having a good time with it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I mean, honestly, for me personally, whenever I listen to a podcast, I like feeling like I'm listening in on a conversation. So I feel like we got a little bit of that
100%.
going on, and I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we script every word, type it out.
We got a teleprompter like right under the
Yeah.
side of where we're recording.
Yeah.
Everything we say is scripted. Don't worry, guys.
Mixed beer can has all my words.
Yeah,
ready
you're
to
welcome
get
for
right
doing
on.
that, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
You want to move that koozie a little bit higher? Okay.
yeah, sorry about that.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you guys very much, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Love you.
All right. Bye.